clip about storyboards. This is and it's under let me show you. You know where to find everything, right? It's all under content and assignments, okay? On their assignments and course content. Under week 3, okay? So every single thing we're talking about is right here, okay? Oh, we got the volunteer. We got how to make that film. If you want to know how to use Adobe Rush, this is a great tutorial. You can do that on your phone and okay. So
need a freelancer? Go to Fiverr.com and find one in seconds. Or don't go to Fiverr and waste your time searching for...
Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about how to do the best storyboards you can.
You guys see this
Now,
okay?
I want to start off by dispelling 2 myths.
Can y'all see okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You need to be a great artist to be a great storyboarder. I don't believe this at all. And 2, there's a right and a wrong way to storyboard. You storyboard however you need to. In this video, I'm going to show you 2 different ways of storyboarding, but in both examples, they would absolutely get an A grade. So for those of you who are here for the quick answer and want to know what the golden rule is for a great storyboard, it's simple. A good storyboard is one that you can watch, one that you can absolutely experience beyond just what the camera angle is and what happens. What can you hear? What's the lighting like? It needs to have all of the details that you would need in the full film. It's like Martin Scorsese said in this quote, "The storyboard for me is the way to visualize the entire movie in advance." Now have a think what he means by that. Before the expense of getting all of your crew and your equipment on set, which could be so expensive, it's a way of seeing every single shot with the music, with the lighting, and seeing what works and what doesn't work. Peter Jackson did this absolutely loads during The Lord of the Rings, and even went to the extent of hiring voice actors so that he could watch the entire film in storyboard before he even pressed the record button.
Across the waters of the Nimrodel, curse the foul feet.
So, bearing in mind, you're all going to have very different levels of artistic ability. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this twice. I'm going to draw it once for people who have slightly more of a visual way of working, and for people who genuinely believe they have no artistic ability, I'm going to do another version where we're going to be relying more on text. Now, these are 2 storyboards that I've made. There are tons of templates online, but I like these ones because it allows you to adapt it most of all to your style. So here we're going to be putting most of the information in the frame. Here we're going to be making loads and loads of notes down the side. Now we need to have something to storyboard, so what I want to do is do this back to front. Let's watch this clip from Jurassic Park and just have a think beyond just the camera and what happens. What are the different elements that we're going to have to translate from moving image into a 2-dimensional print format?
What is it? Velociraptor.
So let's take a look at how we would do this visually. So in this one, I'm going to try and draw with as much artistic ability as I can, which isn't actually that much. I'm going to draw the whole scene, including the movement of the camera, okay? So everything that we see when the frame starts and everything that we see when it finishes. So down here, there was the little girl, there was the little boy. We've got a couple of raptors here. Okay, so here I've tried to draw the entire scene. We need to include things like lighting in this. So when you consider how are we going to show the fact that there's like an awful lot of shadows on the wall and very, very low-key lighting, if you've got the artistic confidence, you can kind of literally just show where shadows will be. So they're casting quite heavy shadows themselves. The background is very, very shadowy. We almost got irising kind of going around. I'm not even worrying too much about where the frames are, but I'm showing that. Again, I want to make...
So I don't want to go just do this whole thing. You do not have to be a great artist. This really freaks some people out because they think, oh my God, I can't do all this. Sometimes people just write the words and write where it's going to be. Sometimes people make stick figures. He's showing, I'm just kind of flipping through this.
Voiceover. The more of this kind of terminology you can show in your work, the higher your chances are of nailing a storyboard. So we've covered the fact that you need to include mise en scene, whether it's drawn or described. We've looked at how you need to show what the camera does in terms of its composition, crossfade. Or of course there's the other option. You can just write it. So on the side of shot 2, we can just write crossfade to shot 2. Just like I said.
Okay, does that questions? I mean, I just kind of flipped through that. This is in assignment content, and when you get ready to do your storyboard, you can pull this up and look at it. And there's other things on YouTube about making storyboard. Can I get any Jada, Xavier, Jaden, Tamira? Can I get some, and Kia? Any questions here?
I don't have any questions.
No questions.
So you think you could successfully make a good storyboard?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the first?
Yes,
What's one of the things? I just make you got to reassure me here. Do you what would be included?
Light,
Details.
I can hear you.
lighting.
Yeah, it could be. How about what else?
What type of shot or something?
What's the main thing you want that storyboard to show?
The characters' positions and where the camera should be pointed.
Where the camera should be, what's in the shot, and where the camera and what the camera move is. Excellent, Tamira, excellent.
Thank you.
So that's one of the main things. And and back when I was in film school, they tell you have film students make like 4 to 6 bad films before they make a good one. So I'm trying to give you all the elements so your first one's going to be a great one. So, and that's one of the things students do that makes their film student films, is that they don't know where to put their camera, and they don't plan, and they don't line up their shots. They don't have strong editing. You want to see? I mean, I could show you. Let me see if I can find. You guys jump in there and talk while I'm finding Kia's right here. Okay.
What did you want us to mention?
Well, like as far as making, how do you feel about making a little video piece, like a silent film, or just talk among yourselves for a minute while I find this, okay? that's all. I'm trying to find students from last year's and show you his board. Okay, advanced journalism, advanced production, editing. Oh, it's discussion. Final projects. All right, now that was first. Oh, wait a minute, storyboard. Oh, here we go. All right. Share screen. So what we did in this class, this is a Kia Ross's from last semester, giving him credit. So one of the things that I did is, and I think it's easier, is to use Post-it notes or index cards, because then you could paste them like onto like a poster board, and then you could draw them and take them off and move them around and change them if you change your mind. You get what I'm saying? So he did a good job, and this is one of his first ones. I have to find the film where he posted it, but when he did his next one, he really got detailed, and he started writing his notes here on the side, exactly, like long notes. Like he would be like where he wanted his camera, what was, he had a lot of notes with his storyboard. But you can see where he's starting to, like his first shot, he's got an establishing shot, he's doing it in class, he's showing the girl, he's really getting detailed. He's showing what some action here that's going on. I don't know all of this. I mean, he made a good film out of it. I'll show it to you next time, his film. But you know, he's not that great of an artist, but he's really good at showing you where the camera's going to go, right? Can you tell?
Yeah.
You kind of get a sense of what he's doing. He knows where he's going every shot for shot. He knows where he's going, and he's got a good reason of why he put it in there. And he made a mistake on his film. I mean, it was pretty minor. And he goes, yeah, I know I did that. And, you know, because he kind of deviated from his board. And when he cut it, it didn't come out quite right. So, I don't know. So, so let's start winding this down here. The wallet presentation. Oh, I had another one I wanted to talk about. Do we have time? It's about, we might go over that on Tuesday. I wanted to talk about jump cuts. Do you know what a jump cut is?
No. I think so.
Give it a shot.
Is it just like jumping from one point of view to another point of view?
It could, if it's done poorly, it could take you out of the story. A jump cut is like, let's say you're drinking a cup of coffee and you want to show it over a period of time, like from day to day. So I might be wearing this shirt today, and then you cut it, and then I'm drinking another cup of coffee in a different shirt, and you just cut it in mid-action. Boom, boom. And if you don't cut it the right way, it doesn't look good.
That's sort of like TikTok.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Is that just like the TikTok?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you know,
Big.
yes, that's true. And you know, like with the shoe, you know, where they do that shoe drop.
Oh yeah, that jump hard.
Excellent. That's a jump cut. That is the jump cut. Yeah.
Oh.
And, does anybody know what an L cut is?
No, man.
Okay. I'm really flooding you with these cuts, but I want to put this in your heads. Okay, so there's a cut where a person is, where you hear the person talking before you see them. So it's shaped like a L. So like, who knows Forrest Gump?
Yes, ma'am.
I do.
Okay. Okay, so like I said, I would really like to ask you to put your audio on right now. Not your audio, your video on right now, please. Zavia, Jaden, Tamira. Thank you. All right, so let me play this one more, and then we're going to wrap it up on edits, L cuts, and that kind of thing. And then we're done today. Storyboard. Wait a minute. Whoa. I gotta find it.
I have a quick question. Is wide
Yes.
shot and far shot the same thing?
Repeat that, please.
Is wide shot and far shot the same thing?
Say a far shot and a what?
Wide shot, is that the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Depends on who you're talking to. Okay, I just have to pull this up. Yeah, the wallet. Snickers, type of talent. Cuts and transitions. Okay.
Now I'm going to be showing you a series of examples that help illustrate the types of cuts that I'm about to mention. A lot of the If you want to see more editing videos, click over here. If you want to see more video essays, click right there. And if you're interested in filmmaking, just subscribe. And a lot of these cuts are so common and feel so natural that you don't even. Now I'm going to be showing you a series of examples that help illustrate the types of cuts that I'm about to mention. A lot of these cuts are so common and feel so natural that you don't even think about it. Whoa, what the f happened there? Doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want. But if you want to make your cuts a little less jarring, let's begin with a technique that's used all the time. cutting on action. Now all this means is cutting from one shot to another while the subject is still in motion. It doesn't always have to be on a punch or a kick. It could be something as simple as a character turning.
Did you see that? Did you see how they did that? He's turning and then boom, they got a close up.
Throwing something. Or a character going through a door. Or another door. Or another door. Then there's the cutaway, which I can best describe as cutting to an insert shot of something and then back. The insert could exist in the same space as the characters.
You want the moon?
Like this.
Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea.
Or you can use a cutaway to get inside the head of a character.
Last night I was...
Cross-cutting. This is when the editor intercuts back and forth between locations. For example, most phone conversations are usually cross-cut, and when used effectively, cross-cutting can certainly amp up the tension and suspense of a sequence. This technique is also used to show what's going on inside the character's head.
Should guess your own throat.
Jump cuts are when the editor cuts between the same shot, and they are often used to deliberately show the passing of time. And that looks like this. So you can naturally find these in montages. Here's a few examples.
Let go of me, Joe!
Jump cuts are also used to add a level of urgency to the scene. There's a lot of jump cuts in baseball.
That's a perfect example of a jump cut too. Just bump, bump. So can you think of what would be a bad jump cut?
When you're not in a good position, kind of, sort of, like
Jarring. It's not seamless anymore. It's just jarring. You go,
yeah,
yeah. Do you understand what I mean by that?
kind of, sort of. You have to be in the exact same place.
Yeah, it makes you feel kind of weird. Like it just makes you. It doesn't make sense almost. It just boom. You know, like say jarring would be like if I had a video of you walking down the street and then all of a sudden I was I don't know, jumped cut. It didn't make any sense. It needs to be a reason for it.
Now let's move on to the match cut. Match cuts look like this.
Come on, guys, let's get to work. Yeah!
Match cuts are often incorrectly referred to as jump cuts. However, there is a difference. A match cut cuts from one shot to a similar shot by either matching the action or the composition.
I have a question about that.
Match cuts are mainly used as scene transitions because you're often jumping from one place to another.
So like a match cut would be like, say, if I had one actor and then I jumped, the next cut was the same actor in the same pose. So you match that shot for shot.
Was it kind of like when we watched the other video the
Yep.
other day? I think it was the bathroom scene in Bates Hotel.
Yep.
And then it was like the drain and it went to her eye.
Yep.
Okay.
Like it matched. Yes. Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah. And it matched. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
Match cuts-
usually a good reason for it, you know, because they're trying to metaphor something, you know, make a montage.
Always have to be visual either. There's also verbal match cuts, like this.
That looks just like an enormous... Wang! Pay attention.
I was distracted by that enormous flying...
Willie. Yeah. What's that? Wow, it looks like a giant. Johnson.
Yes, sir. Now let's move on to transitions. Starting off with fade in, fade out. We've seen this 1,000 times, and it's just dissolving either to or from black. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, a dissolve is when you blend one shot into another, and that could look something like this. These are commonly used in montages as well, and also can represent a passing of time. Now, you can easily dissolve between the same shot, and it looks something like this.
I'm sorry, my phone died.
Smash cut! Smash cut.
Okay, so that's getting, that's, you can go in and watch some more of that. That's going to be under content, but I just wanted to catch those key. I don't want to overwhelm you. I probably have, but I just wanted to just go over those basic, the smash cut, there's an L cut, and that one shot, the one shot where the people are in the office and then they fade them away, that's a powerful shot. Like, if you had people standing there, you would have you just take the same two clips and edit, and then you put a dissolve on the top layer, and then the bottom layer you shoot with no people, and then you put a dissolve on the top layer, and boom, it just fades to that shot. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, we're winding down, my people. What's your thoughts, reaction? I went through over a lot of stuff today.
I think I
You definitely have me prepared to do all of your projects. You kind of got me.
Okay, that's the question. How are you feeling now when being prepared? Jaden.
I'm prepared. I'm ready.
Everybody. Kia, I haven't heard from you. How are you feeling about this?
I feel good about it.
Do you feel prepared?
Yeah, I do. I'm just ready to do like storyboards right now.
Oh, let's do it. All right. So Tuesday class, I'll put it an assignment up for next week. Come up with an idea. Now, brainstorming here. Do you feel that it should be a 30-second or a 3-minute? What would be easier?
Let's start off with 30.
30 seconds.
Let's start off with 30.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a
30
first
seconds.
one at 30 then.
I'll take this paper off.
Mary, were you going to say?
Go ahead right there. I mean, yeah. So when will the 30-second?
I just said 30 seconds.
All right, so we all agree 30 second? Okay. So you can make it a commercial if you want to do that, because I know that's on the syllabus, or you can do like, I'm all the artists, so I like this artsy, no word film festival type story. So if you have we could brainstorm this, you could be, I know we're living in a pandemic right now, and I don't know, some of you do you all of you live at home or something like that, relatives, or do you live on your own?
I live at home
Okay. All right.
with family.
Family.
Yeah, I stay with my family.
Okay. So I know a lot of you staying with families. So, that means that maybe you can get some of them to be part of your film if you want to do that. Maybe you could take an object like a sneaker and make that your main character. You could do that. I don't know. Could brainstorm some stuff. Who has pets?
I do.
There you go. Who has younger siblings, like cute little young siblings?
Me.
There you go. Yep. Now I'm going to warn you. That's the two hardest things to work with is pets and young kids. But if you get it right, that's awesome. It's really awesome. You could do, doesn't have to be fancy. So I'm going to put that as the assignment. Be ready to talk about that on Tuesday. Okay. So you're going to have a pre-production plan. You're going to have a storyboard concept idea. You don't need much of a script for 30 seconds, do you? We're not doing any words.
No, ma'am.
No, I think I was gonna do mine like the video you showed today.
Okay. And if
Not
you need
talking.
help, and there's so much stuff on YouTube, I'm gonna give you the tip of how to do this, especially since you're just getting started. Go on YouTube, use it as a resource. Find something that you like a sequence, like how you liked where it was cut, like you thought it was like, wow. Break it down, and then apply it to your project. Figure out how that, and when you make your storyboard, figure out make it all up on your storyboard where you're going to go with your camera, and use that idea. You could copy something a little bit if you want, because you're learning right now. That's really a good way to get something the way you want it. All right, we're winding down. That's about it. Anything else? I'll put that up after we get done right now with this Zoom meeting thing. Can you do it by Tuesday?
The 30 seconds.
By Tuesday?
What?
What?
30 second. The 30-second.
Storyboards by Tuesday, or do you need by Thursday? How long do you need to do this?
30 seconds.
So we aren't gonna sound like storyboards should we do first, and then we should do
No sound.
the video.
Don't do any sound. Give me strong visual language, and you could use like a soundtrack, like music or something underneath of it.
What if I have?
Video.
What if I have like
go ahead,
phrase or something?
Jaden, were you saying something?
Oh, so the actual 30-second commercial or whatever, you're saying that's due on Tuesday?
No. That's what. No.
Oh, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's why you got to speak up in here.
So what exactly are you saying is due on Tuesday?
All right, let's say you're going to come up with your idea, and you're going to make a storyboard, and you're going to start thinking about your pre-production. That means pre-production for you guys is going to be, what kind of actors are you going to get in it? Are you going to use some inanimate object in your house and tell a story? Are you going to use some family member? Because that's pretty much, or you got access to, unless you have a friend that you're associating with right now. You're going to plan your story, and you're going to have a concept. That's it. Can you do it?
Yeah. We using Adobe.
You don't even need that. You just go get yourself some poster board, and go get you some index cards and draw it. And if you don't like the piece that you see how Kia did his, he did his with index cards. And sometimes people use Post-it notes. Pull them off, they put them on the poster board, and if you don't like it, it doesn't work, they take it off and make another one. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, but how do we know that what we're drawing is actually going to be 30 seconds?
Good question.
Because you want it from start to end, so.
Well, generally, I'm not going to give you a bad grade if you go over 30 seconds, okay? I just want you to go out there and do something. But generally, you stay on a shot no more than 3 seconds. So most films is not 1 second. Think about it, 1001. That's pretty fast. You might stay on that for about 3 seconds, maybe. So it doesn't matter. Do what you got to do to tell your story from beginning to end. I'm going to say.
Okay.
So I don't expect you to say, oh, I need to make 30 shots. It's not about that. It's about how you're going to visually, powerfully tell the story. And go on YouTube. Find something you think's cool, like you like to edit from what you get from what we talked about today, and start there. And maybe use some examples of how things were put together. You're going to start with establishing shot, and then you're going to come in with a close shot, right? And then can you do it? Can you do it by Tuesday, beginning of class, and then we'll show, then you can present and we'll talk about it. That gives
Yes,
you
ma'am.
what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
what?
6 days?
Everybody gone. I don't know.
Okay. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. Any questions? I'll write this up on the Blackboard, okay? Can you do it by Tuesday? Yes or no? Raise your hand if you can.
Yes. And it's not like
Yeah. I got you.
Anybody else? No? Yeah, I can't see you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Jada, yes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, she stepped up to the challenge. Jamie, awesome.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
well, let's go ahead and end this today. This was a longer class, and I really appreciate all of your enthusiasm. I think we're going to have some good projects in here. Right.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Will you post this on Blackboard too? Like what we need to do, or?
Yeah, I just mentioned that since we get off, I'm going to write up an assignment.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's going to be under everything's under assignment content. This video will be posted under assignment content. Any class meeting, it's always at the same time. Go to announcements. The code's always going to be here. Always go to you should go to Blackboard about every day and check on it. As long as you're in this course. Okay, so I'm getting ready to wind up. Anything else? All right. Adios. I'm really excited about what we're getting ready to do.
Okay, I'll see you guys later then.
You email me.
See y'all later.
Email me if you need anything or have any questions, okay?
Okay.
Bye.